What's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I'm going to give you guys my top 3 stock picks for June of 2020. Alright, so before we get into this, I gotta let you guys know, always have to remind you guys, this is only my opinion based on the knowledge and data I have available to me. The reason I make these is to hopefully inspire you guys to go on to do your own research in these stocks and these companies and come to your own conclusions. Alright, so also, if you guys do go on to gain value from this, I always appreciate it if you give the video a like and subscribe if you're not already, if you want to catch more content like it. Alright, so that said, as we can see here, I have my top 3 stocks written out right here. It's Canopy Growth, Sorrento Therapeutics, and Corning. Underneath those is a very brief description of what the company is, if you guys are not familiar, followed by a summary that I wrote up of why I believe the company has a bright future ahead of it, specifically the near future. But future overall, I do like these companies on a long term as well as a short term, but I do think they will do well in the near future, okay? So, along with that, I got my good old phone mirrored right here. We have Robinhood open, and as we go over these, I'll just open up each stock as we cover them, and I'll let you guys know what I'm seeing as far as the charts are concerned from a very bird's eye level. All right, we're not going to get technical. I'm just going to let you guys know what I think because I want to show you guys valuation and recent price action. Because for these monthly videos, that is something I definitely take into account is recent price action. Okay, so first, we have Canopy Growth. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so Canopy is a cannabis company. If you guys have seen some of my recent videos talking about why I'm bullish on the cannabis sector, you'd recognize this. But if not, I'll let you guys know why Canopy is a good call in my mind. All right, so if you've seen my recent videos covering the cannabis sector, you'd know why I'm bullish on the cannabis space as a whole. Canopy is the largest player in the industry, so I believe that if weed sees another bull rally, there is no chance that Canopy won't benefit from it. They announced earnings on May 29th, which is very soon, and I believe they will impress. This is one of my few cannabis plays. I believe the entire sector will do well. Okay, so again, I'm bullish on the sector as a whole, but Canopy is the kingpin. They're the biggest player in the cannabis space, I'm sorry. So I believe that if weed sees another bull rally, Canopy, there's no way that Canopy won't succeed along with the weed sector, okay? Because they kind of lead the sector, to be completely honest. So looking here, again, I did mention this in my cannabis videos. You guys can go check those out as well if you want to know some of the other stocks I'm looking at in this sector. But I am expecting Canopy to, in the near future, to probably get back to its IPO level at about $29. When you look at the yearly, cannabis, it did see a bubble in 2018 and early 2019, but it has just gotten absolutely rocked this past year, okay? So I think it has gotten, again, it did bubble up. I think it has gotten overly punished, in my opinion. The fundamentals around cannabis are great. More people are smoking weed. The regulatory hoops are getting easier for them to jump through. There's more infrastructure being built. Weed is a revolutionary industry, and you know on this channel we like those revolutionary stocks and companies. Okay, so I do think, just to give you guys a little idea of what I'm thinking, I do think Canopy can get back up to around $30. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not guaranteeing anything. You guys know that. But I would not be surprised at all to see Canopy get back up to around $30 in the near future, okay? And again, they announced earnings on May 29th, so that's very crucial. It will be a big decider of how this stock plays out. So if they don't impress, again, I think they will impress. My money is on the fact that they will. My money's on the fact. My money backs everything I say on here. I just want you guys to know that and reassure you guys of that. But again, they could flop. It is a possibility. Never discount that. But I'm confident based on previous earnings from some other weed companies that they will do well. And again, they're a pioneer in this space. They're one of the biggest players. So I feel like they're going to succeed. All right. So that is my first stock pick of June. All right, so the second one, Sorrento Therapeutics, ticker symbol SRNE. Sorrento is working on a COVID-19 treatment. All right, so let's bring up Sorrento Therapeutics. All right, rough day, fairly stagnant week, very volatile stock. But again, this is kind of on that same hype bandwagon as any COVID-19 relief stock or any biotech stock working towards relief, okay? So I'll read you guys this right here. The hype and mania behind the companies working towards a COVID vaccine are slowing, but I believe investors will still want to take part in the fight for a cure. Sorrento isn't the fight for a cure. I put that in quotations. You guys know what I mean. Sorrento isn't working on a vaccine, but a treatment. In my mind, the companies working towards a treatment as opposed to a vaccine are more likely to release more positive news in the very near future, with the potential to drive a more real sense of optimism, therefore a rise in SRNE's share price. It also has a $1 billion market cap, which makes it especially sensitive to capital inflow. Okay, so let's break this down a little. If you guys are familiar with the channel, if you guys have been following along, you know that Moderna, Inovio, Novavax, we've been talking about these a lot on the channel lately, okay? They have seen a lot of price action. We're in them early. We had some good plays, but they're seeing a very hard time now. And I think it's because a lot of investors are finally beginning to realize that this vaccine could potentially take a lot longer than a lot of people were hoping, okay? And again, optimism is good, but irrational optimism is bad. And that, to be completely honest, there was a lot of irrational capital inflow to companies like Moderna or Inovio, anyone working on a vaccine. But in my mind, there are still going to be people who want to invest in the cure, and people really working towards a solution to this problem that is the coronavirus. So I think capital will start to flow into companies like Sorrento working on a treatment as opposed to a vaccine. It's a lot more realistic that we're going to see some very near-term like good news, that they're going to make a lot more progress in the very near term. And that in turn, with that plus the fact that there's a lot of cash flowing out of the vaccine companies, I think we could see a lot of that capital flow into companies like Sorrento. Okay, and again, do say this on the channel all the time, small market caps are good for individual share prices in the sense that they lead to very volatile and very rapid price action. Okay, so $1 billion is not it's a pretty small market cap, to be completely honest, for a public company. So it will not take much capital. It won't take many investors investing in this stock to really give the individual share price a kick upward or downward. Again, it works both ways, but I do see big things for Sorrento in the near future personally. All right, so that's Sorrento. Again, it has seen, if you go to the 5-year, I will bring this up quick. We've seen Sorrento hit $20 in the past. If they do break news on any successful COVID relief, I would not be surprised at all personally to see it rally to $20. Again, no promises. It's always just good to look at historical data as far as price is concerned, just to know what the stock is potential of doing if it plays its cards very right. Okay, so that's Sorrento. Let's move on to the last one, which is Corning. Okay, 5G play, Corning. It's kind of a funny name. Corning. All right. Corning, ticker symbol GLW. This has seen some decent times lately, but it's seen a rough year, and actually a pretty rough few years. Yeah, if you're looking at this 5-year right here. Okay, so 5 years still up 10%, but again, 5G is huge right now, and I'll read what Corning is. So Corning is an essential player in building out 5G infrastructure. All right, I'll just read this and then we'll look at the stock. Although 5G is seeing some negative press in the meme world, it's almost inevitable that 5G is going to be a revolutionary industry over the coming months. Corning plays an essential role in this space. Their stock is currently undervalued in my opinion, and I believe they will see some significant upside over the coming months. All right, so again, 5G, there's a lot of very irreputable talk about 5G causing coronavirus. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I put zero weight on that. But again, 5G objectively is a very revolutionary technology. See very big things for that space. Everything's trending in that direction. People are home. People are using more bandwidth. We need more data and more bandwidth, more access to data, I should say. I'm sorry. But again, 5G is just the necessary next step. There's 3G, 4G, and now 5G. It is slowly being rolled out. It's been in the works for a couple of years now, for a long time now, but it's finally going to start being rolled out. Probably come fall is when people are actually going to get true 5G infrastructure. It's already here and there, but I'm talking like mass adoption. So at a mass scale, 5G is probably going to be rolling out in the second semester of this year, maybe like third, fourth quarter. So that's huge. And again, Corning plays a huge role just in building out a lot of the infrastructure and a lot of the materials used in that 5G build out. Okay, and again, looking at this, a lot of the other 5G stocks have done very well recently. I do like 5G stocks. I do hold some other 5G stocks in my portfolio, but Corning, with its current price and with the actual value it provides to the space, Corning is a great pick in my eyes right now. And again, I don't think this is just going to do well in June. I think that as 5G continues to be built out, that Corning is going to really exceed some expectations. Obviously, the the company, the stock itself, is not being shown much love because it's not. To be completely honest, this is kind of an under the radar stock as far as 5G is concerned. So they're not seeing a lot of the hype that's coming with it, but I think as they release earnings over time, as again 5G just keeps getting built out and just keeps makes its way towards mass adoption, people are going to realize that Corning really serves a big place in that field, and they're gonna want in on that stock because it is a good company. Again, profitable company. This is a solid company. I've been following and invested in them for a long time now. Okay, so Corning is my last stock pick. Again, there's a lot of 5G, a lot of fun 5G stocks out there. There's a lot of weed stocks out there. There's a lot of like biotech, cannabis, 5G, all revolutionary sectors. On this channel, I love talking about those revolutionary sectors because those are the ones actually changing the world. And because they're changing the world, because they're so innovational, that's where you see a lot of potential for gains, okay? And that's why, again, asymmetric risk, something I really preach on this channel. Take big risks in companies that are doing big things in this world, and you will be rewarded most of the time. Be careful with that. Again, that's how I choose to play it. All right, so again, I do hold a lot of other companies in this. We'll wrap it up there. If you guys want to know exactly what positions I have, exactly what other companies I'm playing with in the space, you can check out my complete portfolio product. The link is down below. I also release an email newsletter every trading day where I update you guys with whatever trades I make, what stocks I'm looking at, pretty much is what I'm thinking. It's a slightly more in-depth dive into what I'm doing personally, just in case you guys are curious with that. Okay, so check that out if you're interested. Links down below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Drop a comment if you are familiar with these stocks, if you're curious, if you're thinking about investing, and let me know if there's some other stocks in any of these spaces that you guys are excited about, okay? So always love talking shop with you guys. Drop a comment down below, and I'll catch you guys later, all right? Always remember, take action, make waves in these markets. Peace. All right, bye, guys.